Hey foodies, thanks for watching. I want to show you how to make a Peach Tarte Tatin. Now this recipe is traditionally made as an apple tarte tatin, but I wanted to make this a peach because it's the very, very end of peach season for me. I can't have apples, and I thought, let's make it and give it a new twist. So we have to start by making a pastry, and we're going to start by pouring 350 grams of gluten-free all-purpose flour. Today I'm using Frankie's gluten-free all-purpose flour. And 140 grams of really cold butter. About a quarter teaspoon of salt. And 160 grams of white granulated sugar. And we're going to mix this up. So everything's really well mixed. I'm going to add 2 eggs. And I'm going to mix these up until I've got a nice big ball. It always amazes me. I put in all the ingredients and it goes to this crumbly texture for the longest time, and then just like magic it just comes together and it looks great. And what's nice about it being gluten-free is you don't have to worry about your dough going tough, because you can beat it and beat it and beat it and beat it, and it's going to be nice and smooth and flaky each and every time you make it. So I've made a sweet crust, and if you're looking for a recipe without sugar, you can go to GlutenFreeGuy.ca, and right in the recipe for the tarte tatin, I'll have a link in there that'll take you to a recipe of the pastry without sugar. But I like it with the sugar because it gives it a little bit more structure and a little bit more rigidity. Wow, that's a big mouthful of a word. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside, and I'm going to get a knife, and I'm going to do about that much. Oh, it's so nice. So I've got some bench flour here. Again, gluten-free bench flour. And I find a nice generous helping of that works. And then we roll this out. There. So I've got a skillet pan over here, which is what we're going to be using. And I am going to place this down on this. And I'm just going to make some score marks. But I need to make it smaller than the top edge. So I'm going to go in about 1 centimeter or 1/2 inch roughly. Well, that was a generous centimeter there. Okay. So that is my lid, which will become my base. I know it sounds confusing. And that pastry I'm going to wrap up and I'm going to use it to make like a peach pie or even an apple pie for the family or something like that. Just wrap it up in some plastic wrap and put it in the fridge. It'll be good for up to about a week. So I'm going to set this aside. And we're going to go over to the stove. There we go. So I'm going to melt some butter. I've got 3 tablespoons of butter here. There we go. And I'm going to take 160 grams of white granulated sugar and I'm going to sprinkle this evenly around. So I want this all to melt. And when it's even like this, it's going to caramelize a lot quicker. For those of you that are wondering, I'm using a 10-inch or 25 centimeter skillet pan. You can see it's starting to caramelize a little bit. Just stirring it up so that it caramelizes evenly. There we go. And the color I'm looking for is this nice amber color. So I'm going to pull it off the heat. Ooh, that's warm. And I'm going to take my peaches and I'm going to place them skin side down. Now I've skinned these peaches and taken the pit out. I'm going to have to do a few more quickly. Be right back. I'm going to do one more peach. Okay. I'm just going to place these right on the pan. And be careful with your fingers because that sugar is hot. And then lift the pastry up. And that's that. So this is going to go into my preheated oven of 425 degrees Fahrenheit or 220 degrees Celsius for about 15 to 20 minutes. We'll see you in a moment. So the tarte tatin is done. It looks beautiful, and I've let it sit for about 5 minutes, and now we need to invert it, which always makes me nervous when I invert things. It sort of worked. There we go. Well, that worked beautifully, though. Except for a little bit of spilled sugar. Oh. Oh, it smells so good. Oh. Oh, it smells hot. I want to try a piece. The crust, looking at the crust over here, is cooked really nicely. It's got some nice shape to it. I'm gonna see if I can pop that peach back in place. There we go. And I'm gonna have that. So do be careful when you're inverting it, because so do be careful when you're inverting it, because obviously there's hot sugar involved and you don't want to burn yourself. But let's give this a try. I love fresh pastry. Oh. One more bite. Hot. Those peaches are delightful. If you're looking for the recipe, you can visit GlutenFreeGuy.ca. You can also follow me on any of these social media websites. And coming up next is this. Thanks for watching. See you soon.